Today's 784th day that I'm here to lessons to learn. I'm not learning. I hope this also supports your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today will be a little bit different. Most time I really try to give some kind of lesson, to share my lessons, to really get better. But today I wanted to really focus more on the observation. So there was a question that I used to ask myself quite often in the past. When I used to be young, I used to ask the question quite often. And that question was, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And I found that this question is very, very detrimental because there is no good answers. There's no good answers. If you're asking what's wrong with me, like what could potential answer could be? You can come up with all the falses, all the weaknesses that you potentially see yourself. But when you change the questions, you realize that there is so many great things about you. Now, and I was really thinking about today, like why I was asking a question. And mostly is that I just didn't understand myself yet. I didn't appreciate myself yet. So I think that there's a lot of people like myself who are still asking question, what's wrong with me? Because a lot of times they do not fit in their environment. Because I think that the biggest thing that why I was asking a question, that I used to live in one environment, I just didn't fit in that environment. And I love this saying that is attributed, the saying to Einstein is that everyone is a genius. But if you try to, I remember exactly, I will butcher the saying, but if you will give a fish to climb the tree, the fish will always will think that it's stupid. And this is so powerful. If you give a fish to climb a tree, the fish will always think that it's stupid. So that means that fish will think, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why am I not able to climb the tree? Look at all those monkeys, how fast they're going. Look at those cats, how fast they're going in the tree. But I'm not able to climb. I'm not able to start even to climb the tree. I'm able to just jump around. But when you put the fish in the water, what happens? Like a cat is afraid of the water, and everyone is starting to see that how fast the fish moves. So being able to be in the right environment is able to really understand that when I moved out of my environment, when I moved to different situation, when I started living different lifestyle, I didn't ask the question what's wrong with me anymore. So I realized that the question what's wrong with me is not correct. I just need to ask what environment do I need to put myself to succeed? And of course, at that moment, I didn't know any better. I didn't know that awareness. I didn't know what's happening in my life and why I feel this way. And I was just a fish trying to climb a tree. And of course, that will never work. Well, the fish will never climb a tree. And that's why I was asking the question, what's wrong with me? So it means if you ask the question, what's wrong with me, or have you ever asked the question, what was the reason that you asked? So today we'll share like a couple examples really, at what points I used to think that and at what points I used to ask a question, what's wrong with me? And the number one thing that I remember, a very small thing, but it's still like it's a potential, it could be a big thing. I remember that everyone used to really celebrate going to concerts and really jumping and shouting and everything in between. And everyone used to be so happy going to concerts. And I never found meaning of it. I never found some joy going to concerts. Never found something that really could say like, oh, this is amazing concert. No, for me it was like flat emotions. Never thought about anything. And I always used to think like, why everyone of my friends, why everyone is so happy going to concerts and I don't feel anything about it. And I felt that I used to ask the question, what's wrong with me? Why everyone is so happy? Why everyone is so joyful, but I'm not able to be joyful? What's wrong with me? And I realized that the concerts, like fireworks, like I still don't see like, there is no joy for me in fireworks. They just and disappears. Like I just never saw any joy in that. But what I learned about myself that I love sports. I love playing volleyball, basketball, soccer, do wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo. This is a joy for me. I love reading books. I love running. I love exploring. I love traveling. I love hiking. This is what makes me joyful. So that means that the concerts and fireworks and all the other things that other people find joyful, that's okay. That's amazing. I am very, very, very happy for them. But this is not what makes me happy. This is not what makes me joyful. So when you know yourself, when you're aware, then you're able to say that I'm able to be happy. I'm able to be blissful and joyful when I do those activities. So number one thing that when people ask what's wrong with me is that they try to do activities that are not supposed to be their activities. And it's part of environment because my friends, my surroundings, my community love concerts. They love fireworks. They love all the things that for me it never clicked. And because no one did what I love, I always felt that something's wrong with me. So sometimes the first step to do is really maybe you need to choose your community. Maybe you're able to choose your family. Maybe you're able to choose your friends. Now, of course, sometimes when I think about friends, we're able to understand that in one group, you're able to do one activity, other group, other activities. So that means that you're able to have multiple groups that you really enjoy and what you enjoy to do. Number two that I really want you to really mention beside activities is career. Career. That means that in my environment where I grew up, a lot of times people used to say that, oh, you need to have great education, you need to find a job, 9 to 5 job, and you start working. But I always was feeling that something is missing. Something is missing. And I said, what is wrong with me? Why am I not able to be grateful? Why am I not being grateful? I had amazing opportunity to work. I had amazing opportunity to grow. I had everything in place. I had an amazing place to stay. Everything seems perfect. And I said, what's wrong with me? Why am I not able to appreciate this opportunity? And I learned that this is not my career path. This is not what I'm supposed to do. And when I start pursue businesses, when I pursue something more meaningful, for me, meaningful, start to realize that, yeah, like I just need to do different things, different career. I love challenges. I love to pursue things. I like to pursue different things. I love really being able to have my control and really try to impact people in different ways. And when I was pursuing that, I started to see that I'm much more content, even though that my situation was much, much worse than before. But because I was pursuing something meaningful for me in a career, I was much, much more joyful. I was much more content. So that means that I was asking what's wrong with me because it was not wrong with me. It's just wrong with the choice I made, what kind of career I need to work on. Number three that I put here is that a lot of times people have some kind of purpose. Some kind of purpose. That means that when you think about really what you're trying to achieve. And I was listening what kind of goals people have, and I never align myself with other people's goals. You just have a house, like have some kids' house, and just really like those goals that a lot of times people share. I like always said like I don't have those goals. I have something different. And I realized that I need to find for that. I need to fight to find a purpose. I need to really build myself. Because until I really start searching and finding and building my purpose, understanding and being aware and reflecting on myself, until then I used to ask myself, what's wrong with me? Why am I not able to really settle for those goals, settle and create the goals that could allow me to be happy, to be joyful. But when I really start looking to what is meaningful for me, what makes me joyful, when I realize that impact is one of the most important things for me, growth, continuous growth is one of the most important things for me, being able to speak with amazing thought leaders and have conversations, I really discuss ideas, that is important for me. Being able to impact other people, businesses, ideas, and really their lives, and being able to influence my decision-making process and other people's decision-making process, I realized that my purpose is really work so hard on myself to become the best version of me that I could help other people to become their best version of themselves. Because I learned it in the last couple of years that it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you're willing to do to become the person that you want to be. What you're willing to do to become the best version of you. So when you are willing to do whatever it takes to become the best version of you or who you want to become, you're not asking question, what's wrong with me anymore? Because now that this is where you're at, this is your situation, but you're working towards becoming the best version of you. You're working to becoming something that somebody that you could admire, appreciate, be grateful for. Now, of course, you need to be appreciative of who you are now, because who you are now made a decision to become the best version of you. Who you are now made a decision to work very hard to become somebody of a leader who could really make a difference, maybe in other people's lives. And again, who you want to be. What is your meaningful things? Because you are the fish. You are the fish. And you want to really swim in that water. Or maybe you're a monkey. Maybe you're a monkey. Maybe you want to climb trees. So who you are. And when you really asking questions who you are, when you just really being able to really detach from it, that is so very, very important to really to go into your nature, to spend time with yourself, by yourself, that you're able to reflect who you are as a person. Because as I said at the beginning, that if you really are a fish, but you try to live as a monkey, you will never fulfill your life. You will never feel fulfilled. And it will start asking questions, what's wrong with me? Because you look at the finances is not okay. And you ask him, what's wrong with it? Why I'm not able to make more money? Why I'm not able to succeed? Why my salary is at that point while other people are making so much more? And maybe that is because you're not in your field. You look into leisure, looking into health activities. You potentially could feel even lonely because a lot of times I used to ask like, what's wrong with me, because I used to not belong to the community that I was part of, and I didn't belong to a new community yet because I was not able to let it go of the last community. Because you need to let go of the community that you came from to be able sometimes to really go into the community that you're supposed to be in. And this is a big transition because I needed to let myself go and give myself permission to live a totally different life. It sounds sometimes a little bit weird, but I needed to give myself permission to move to different kind of lifestyle and say that this is what I need, this is what I deserve, I'm more than enough to pursue meaningful things. Because one of the biggest motivations for me is really, I'm not afraid of rejection. I'm not afraid of judgment anymore. But the biggest fear for me is waking up one day and feeling regret. That is a huge fear of me. Waking up and feeling regret. I really do not want to feel regret in my life at all. That is a huge fear. So when I pursue something, when I wake up every single day, asking what I could do today that could be meaningful. And of course, when I think about my purpose, my meaning, and sometimes you just ask what's wrong with me? Why am I not able to live a comfortable life? Why am I not able to find a job and just live a comfortable life? But I will never forgive myself if I live a comfortable, regular life. Because I was built for something more meaningful. I was built for something that really allows me to have joy, challenges, perseverance, use resilience to build myself. And I know that it doesn't matter what I will achieve in my lifetime, but I know that I will give my best to achieve it. I will give my best to work on myself, to help other people to work on themselves. Because this is exactly what I want to do. Because when I'm working on that, when I'm pursuing everything what I want, when I'm pursuing everything what's hard but is meaningful, then I feel that I'm living. And I never ask the question anymore, like what's wrong with me? Because I know that even though that a lot of things is not working as it should, but I know that I'm working very hard to make things happen, and that makes me joyful. So I hope that you will reflect as well. What kind of life do you live? Reflect on activities, reflect on your leisure, reflect on career, reflect on a lot of things, and ask, is the activities is based on your community, on your environment, or is based on who you are and who you're becoming? Because who you're becoming could be that this is an environment where you live is not supporting your growth. And sometimes you need to really detach yourself and really live by yourself for a while until you're able to build your backbone and then really start living the life that you're supposed to be living. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.